I'm now going to invite Alex up here to share his testimony.
Hi everyone.
Hi, Alex.
As most of you know, I'm Alex. I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ. I wasn't always that way. Actually, growing up, my mom was a very, very, very Catholic woman, but took it upon herself to kind of force it, on me, like more than she should have. She would tell me lies. She would tell me things about like, if you don't do this, you don't go to church, you're going to hell. Straight up, just made it to the point where I didn't want to go to church. And obviously, I'm not a believer at this point. Like, I'm just like, all right, I'm just going just to make my mom happy, just was going. And I would find every excuse in the book to, not go. And then when I'm there, find every excuse that I didn't want to go. I'm sick. I used my Tourette's as a thing, be like, all right, I can't do this, stuff like that. And I'll tell you, I got to the point where when I hit 18, I moved out of the house and I just started going into drugs. I went into drugs, alcohol, everything, sex. I was addicted to a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have been, and I don't know if it was because like, I'm just gonna rebel, because this is what I knew, this is like all this stuff, because I went with the wrong crowd all the time, and, it was my high school days, it was everything. Like I've had good friends in my life and everything, but I've had friends that have just never really supported, never really been there, like, hey, oh yeah, cool, you're whatever, and then they want something from me and I don't give it to them, like, all right, peace, we're good, It was, a while of just doing that, doing the same thing, drugs, alcohol, everything. And I want to say, like, I did meet some good friends. Like I met Dylan, I met Josh, I met, a lot of amazing people. But then I also met a friend of mine, his name was JJ. He used to come here for a while, and it was crazy because I met him because the school had a courtyard, and it was like him and his not gang, but like his friends, and they were all like freestyle rapping and everything, and I'm like, okay, I shouldn't be here. Like, the whitest guy out of the whole group. It was crazy. And I was like, I can't do this. Like, what am I doing here? Like, and then all of a sudden, the friendship that I developed with him, it was funny because I had this friendship that I had with him that we were talking about Jesus like till 3 a.m. He was driving around with me in his car, listening to music. We would take like normal actual rap songs and twist them. But the whole time I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, all right, well, still don't believe. I'm just here because like I like the attention. I grew up like that. I was like, all right, all I want is attention. All I want is love. I don't want to be abandoned. All these things, and that's what messed with my mind too. And it was like I said, every person that I had met at the time like came and gone, except a few of them. And it got to the point one time where I was going here. I started coming here. I started coming to New Hope and everything. And this whole time, I'm just like, all right, I'm just here to make friends. I'm here to, and unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, I'm here to meet a chick. I'm here to do this. Like, that was my mindset. I'm here to come here, see JJ, leave, go home, get drunk, go home, smoke, go home, do this. Like, it wasn't great. And I want to say, I ran with this group of friends for a long time, and it was like probably 16 plus years of my life, and I ended up living with them. I ended up like the friendship was great. The friendship was like, oh, we love you, yada yada, your family. They were Christians as well, but it was like eventually after a while, because I ended up living with them for 4 years, they just started getting worse, to the point where I actually ended up getting engaged at one point. I got engaged, and it unfortunately only lasted 2 weeks, because one of the problems I had as well was I was a very, very compulsive liar. I was very into that, and she had like a 2-year-old daughter, and it was around COVID, and it was around that time, so like I went to go get tested, and I lied to her saying that I did when I didn't. She found out, we broke it off, then I went to those friends, And instead of getting, oh no, it's okay, we're here for you, we love you. No, you're mean, you're rude, you deserve this, all these things. Like these people that I knew for 14, 15 plus years of my life, gone. Like just completely just turned their backs on me, right? So at that point was the first time that I prayed. It was like the first time I literally was like, I don't know if you're real, I don't know if you are, I don't know if you can hear me, but this is how I'm feeling. And you know, life started going on. Like I got a good job, you know, I was doing okay, and you know, I ended up coming back here, and it's crazy because I ended up rekindling some old friendships, and one of them was Dylan, one of them was Josh, and it was crazy about how when he brought me back, they were the first two that I saw, and how at the time I didn't realize, you know, this is a sign, man, of where you're supposed to be, and this is where you're supposed to go. And I was like, okay, so I was like, all right, you know what, that's fine, whatever, you know, cool. Like I loved it. I loved seeing them again, because like that friend group kind of drove me and you know, Dylan apart and everything. I was told, you know, all these things. It kind of drove me and Josh apart. I was told that there's a lot of my friends, those people told me, listen, they don't love you anymore. It was just very big manipulation. Again, like I said, like I didn't want to lose them as friends because of the abandonment issues I had, the struggles and all these things. And so finally when I came back, first thing in my head is like, all right, well, should I be here? You know, I don't know how they feel about me being back. I don't know all these things, you know, and to the point where 5 months in, Dylan baptizes me. And I'll tell you right now, the best thing that ever happened to me. You know, it was amazing, and it was awesome. Like, it was so cool. It was so good. It was the fact that when he brings you back to this, and you know, it was one of those moments in my life where I was like, okay, you know, maybe this is where I belong. I did leave out some details. Like I did leave before that once. I actually went to go, and unfortunately, like I got back into the drugs and everything and started dating like an 18-year-old and just started going down that hill. I moved in with Fall River and everything, and like was with her for like 9 months, and I got broken up with on my birthday. Right after her present was my very first Patriots game. Drove me all the way down to Plymouth to my best friend's house and left me on the side of the road. To the point where I was so upset, I was so broken, I didn't know what to do. So I went with my buddy that next day he like does a bowling league, and I went with him. And all I could think about was her. So at one point I reached out to her. That made it worse. And then I just couldn't take it anymore. So I reached out to Caleb, who at the time was leading, you know, the young adults group and everything. And I poured into him. I was like, hey man, like I can't do this. I was like, can I come back? You know, and all these things. And, you know, he welcomed me back with open arms, and it was amazing. And that's when I got baptized. But then what happened was after, I want to say, I don't even know how long, maybe like a couple months after I got baptized, I unfortunately fell out again. And it was rough. It was bad, because it ended up me not just falling out, but me basically, you know, with all the friends that I made here too, just basically saying, all right, I don't want to see you anymore. Like I sent messages to my friends and was like, I'm not coming back. And for a whole month, didn't talk to them. Everybody that I made friends here with, every person that I considered my family here, not a single word. Nobody knew where I was, nobody knows. Like I didn't even tell them. I was just like, I'm just leaving. I'm good, I'm out, I'm done. And it was rough. It was not where I was supposed to be. And for a whole month, I was just distraught. I was stressed. I was, again, you know, normal relationship stuff, like honeymoon phases and everything and stuff like that. But then it turned dark and bad really quick. It was a lot of issues of still the abandonment issues, and every time she would leave, I'd blow up her phone, and you know, my friends will attest, I've done that to them too. And you know, but I mean, it's because I've had the issues of just feeling, not wanting to be alone, you know, not wanting to wake up every morning and just be like, all right, I got no friends, I got no family, like, you know, it was rough. I felt that way for a long time, even with the friends that God gave me here, even with the family that I know here. I felt I was alone. I felt that I couldn't trust anybody, that they couldn't trust me. I just felt like it was from what my past, that it was just, all right, here's people coming into my life, they're just gonna leave in a few weeks. And I'm like, what am I doing here? Why am I here? What is like this? And like I said, being in that spot after literally getting baptized months before, like having basically your best friend baptize you, and then how proud I felt, you know, and then to just do that and to just turn around and just completely just 180. I'm not gonna lie, when I came back to here, I felt like I didn't belong here. I'm not gonna lie, like I literally felt like I was going to get the most awful looks, the most awful, like just everything. Like I'm telling you right now, like it was more of a worse experience than what those friends did to me in the past. Like I came into this building and all I felt was disgust. Obviously it was in my head, it was me, but I literally was like, I can't be here. I can't do this. But then, you know, when I started understanding, and to be honest, it took me a bit, but God is fantastic, man. God is amazing. Like I'll tell you right now, like I'm gonna sit here and say, when God not only brought me back once, not twice, 3 times, not just brought me back, but brought me back to this church, brought me back here, gave me every single one of you in this building, every single person that I know at the gathering, every person that I know at church, like, when I look back at it, I laugh because I'm like, this wasn't me. I didn't believe in this man. I didn't fully believe. I want to say probably like only, I don't even know, maybe like a year or so before I got baptized. And it wasn't even that fully. And then finally when I come back here the last time, I'm like, okay, I am here for a reason. I believe in him. I am real, or he is real. And I'm just like when you feel you're at your lowest of lows, when I felt like I was abandoned, and when I have all these people telling me, hey, we love you, we're here for you. Yes, I know that. But when it's hard to believe, you know, because of how your past has been and how just everything was in your life, but then you find out that there's a God who created you, who created every toe on your foot, every hair on your head, and the fact that he does believe you, and the whole time I was going through something, he never once abandoned me. Don't get me wrong, it took me a while. Don't get me wrong, I'm still struggling with some things right now. But what I understand now is what he puts in front of you. And I've told people this, is the biggest thing that I had struggling with this whole believing stuff was that he's not physically here. You know, I had this hard time to grasp it and be like, everyone's like, no, you're good, go pray to him, you know, do this, you know, just let your anxiety go to him and all of these things. And I'm like, okay, but he's not here. He's not physically in front of me. Well, he is. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at every single one of you that's here and is just completely loved me the way that he loves me, cared about me the way that he does, and is just completely like, sorry. Like when I sit there and I tell you about the fact that like, there are times that I'm not even gonna lie, there are times that I thought I don't deserve to live anymore. There are times that I literally felt I don't deserve to be in this church. There are times that I felt like I don't belong. God not only literally was like, hey, here's your former friends, here's all this whole family and people, and He's just good. He's fantastic. I'm going to tell you right now, like, yes, I'm struggling, but I'll tell you right now, as of right now, I had addiction with porn. I had addiction with all this stuff. I haven't looked in 3 months.
Good job.
I haven't thought about it. I would have problems, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I would have problems coming into a church setting, looking at a female the wrong way, thinking about fantasies and all of these things. I had problems. Now when I look at the sisters here, they're my sisters. And yeah, sometimes there's times where thoughts were gonna come in, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, again, the things I'm struggling with, man, the enemy tries to work just as hard as Jesus does. I'll tell you right now. But what I'm gonna say with my chest out and as proud as I can possibly say it, is I'm here. I'm alive. I wake up every morning with breath in my lungs. You know why? Because he makes that happen.
Amen.
I'm here with confidence. I'm here with family. I'm here with people who actually care. Why? Because he put y'all in my life. I'm here going through stuff, but knowing that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, because he's that light at the end of my tunnel. I know that there is a man, or there's just everybody that's just out there waiting with open arms and been like, hey, you're good. You're here. Like, I can't tell you how, like, again, can't tell you how broken I was. I was so broken in my life. And there's only one person that can fix you when you're broken.
Amen.
And I don't even know what else to say, but like, just want to say just what's been on my heart is the fact that I just want to thank each and every one of you for being my family. I want to thank each and every one of you for loving me, for putting up with me, and just for being there. Because if there's people in this room right now who don't understand what love is, well, you came to the right place, because Jesus is what love is. I'll tell you right now. You could be so broken, you could be so battered, it's not even funny. If you reach out once to that man, he's going to turn your whole life around. I'll tell you right now, this is, if you want love, you can't find any better. And all I have to say right now is that, yes, I'm going through something, but I'm happy, I'm proud, and I'm proud to say that I am a believer. I'm proud to say that I am a Christian. And I'm proud to say that I'm a son of Jesus Christ. And yeah, that's probably pretty much it. So